A follow-up thank you can open the door to future deals. In modern communication, where interactions move fast and often end with a handshake or a confirmation email, there's one seemingly small act that creates outsized impact: the follow-up thank you. A thank you is not just politeness, it is the acknowledgement of value and relationship. When it arrives after the meeting, it doesn't end the conversation, it initiates a new cycle of attention, connection, and opportunity. Could it be that what sustains a relationship is not the conversation itself, but how we choose to conclude it? A thank you doesn't close the meeting, it leaves a door open. While others rush to move on, the one who says thank you last is the first to be remembered in the next conversation. In a world where everyone is busy, speed is equated with professionalism, and done is an unspoken rule. A follow-up thank you feels like swimming upstream, but that's exactly why it's memorable. A thank you isn't just a phrase, it signals, "I still remember this meeting even after it ended." This matters immensely in a context where people are easily forgotten among endless meetings and data. Psychology calls this the recency effect, where the final action tends to be remembered most vividly. A well-written, timely, and personalized thank you email can leave the impression that this person is not only competent, but also has depth of character. Interestingly, a thank you doesn't need to be elaborate. A simple line like, "Thank you for taking time yesterday. I'm still reflecting on what you said about," can create a sense of closeness, appreciation, and establish a stronger emotional link than any meeting minutes. Thus, the person who thanks well is not just eloquent, they understand the art of creating the right kind of echo. A thank you, when sent afterward, is not merely a polite gesture. It's a declaration: I care about the quality of our interaction, not just its content. In a world where everything moves too fast, people rarely process emotions in real time. The after moment free from pressure or performances when meaning truly settles. A thank you at that point is like a gentle, steady hand pulling the relationship back from the rush of daily tasks. In professional relationship retention strategies, small but consistent actions like post-interaction thank yous are seen as micro gestures of trust, minor actions with major emotional payoff. What matters isn't the email's content, it's the recipient's feeling. I was remembered even after the meeting ended. That's the foundation of sustainability. Not the first impression, but the final feeling. And those who manage to sustain that emotion are the ones most often recalled when new opportunities arise. What makes a follow-up thank you special is not just its politeness, but its timing and context. When a meeting has ended, when mutual attention has faded, and people return to busy calendars, a thank you becomes like a small candle still burning in a room that's gone dark. It creates a subtle but clear feeling: this relationship is still alive. It still matters. In strategic communication, this is known as post-encounter reactivation, the act of emotionally re-engaging after an interaction. When a thank you is personalized, not just "thanks for the meeting," but "thank you for sharing your view on X, it really changed how I see Y," it stops being etiquette and becomes a continuation of the dialogue. The receiver doesn't just feel appreciated, they feel impactful. And from that space, the relationship becomes more equal, more personal, and more expandable. In negotiation cycles, a thank you isn't a closure, it's an emotional anchor, holding together what was said, what was implied, and what might still come. In East Asian cultures and others where face and formal respect matter, a thank you is more than courtesy, it is a way to affirm social positioning. A post-meeting thank you tells the recipient that the sender knows their place. They understand the value of the other's time, role, and the future potential of their connection. It's not just words, it's a subtle gesture of respect for space, role, and honor. In behavioral linguistics, thanking is a high-index lexicality act. It conveys not just personal meaning, but social intent, hierarchy, and context. That's why a thank you can be read as a signal: I respect you, and I wish to keep this connection alive. This is especially crucial in long-term partnerships, where decisions are based not only on competence but on felt ethical alignment. One who thanks well and appropriately presents themselves as someone who understands manners, understands people, and understands relationships, the kind of person every organization wants to keep. One of the hidden powers of a follow-up thank you is its ability to shift roles. In a relationship, from passive participant to energy holder, the one who thanks isn't merely recapping the past, they're laying groundwork for what might happen next. In studies of relational sustainability, post-thank you behavior is seen as initiating a loop of care, where the sender creates a safe signal for the receiver to respond. From there, a new conversation or even a new deal can begin. This small act is often skipped because people assume it's not necessary, but that's exactly why it stands out. In marketing, this is called a soft trigger, not a sales pitch, but a nudge that revives attention and trust. In today's emotional culture where people feel rushed, pushed, and overlooked, a sincere thank you, slow and real, is what brings us back into relationship. And what it opens is not just a deal, but a connection deeper than any project or pitch. A thank you is not a nice ending, it's an invitation to a next chapter. People often end interactions with summaries, farewells, and a vague hope to reconnect someday. But that hope remains fragile unless anchored by a concrete gesture. The follow-up thank you is that gesture. It bridges what was and what could be. When a thank you is delivered in the right tone, polite, personal, and open, it says, "I came here not just for business, I came for a relationship." In partner management and business diplomacy, those who sustain post-meeting energy are the ones invited back not because they're the most talented, but because they leave others feeling remembered longer. And in a crowded world, that's a lasting advantage. A thank you sent at the right time is soft strategy, but it holds the power to open doors that logic alone cannot. In a world where information fades faster than farewells, a well-timed thank you is the mark of someone who knows how to build lasting value. It's quiet, unforced, strategic, but it resonates. Not in words, but in feelings. I was remembered. The one who can sustain that feeling is the one who keeps connections alive in an age of interruption. And from such connections, unexpected deals, unscheduled opportunities, and surprising meetings emerge. So remember, a thank you isn't it's the prelude to everything that has yet to begin.